I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. So today I want to talk about something that just keeps popping up into my email box. I actually saw a couple of posts on it I think I was on Facebook, and that is scammers. And the one that I'm seeing now is, oh my God, these scammers are getting creative. I got two different emails, both kind of saying the same thing but different, and I'll go through them, and then we'll go through what you can do to protect yourself from scammers. Because as indie authors, you got to really be vigilant about when you decide to pay for services, what that service is it legit? Is it going to bring you value? And so I don't want anybody to get scammed because I know what that feels like. So let's get into it. All right. So the first one I got was from a book club, right? And they called themselves the Brisbane Classic Book Club. And the email, I got to tell you, the email was amazing. It was so flattering. It was warm. It was respectful. They told me that they loved one of my books. I think it was Wait for It, or no, it might have been You Sound White. And they said that they had discovered this book and they wanted to feature it and share it with their members, and that they would love to set up a time and do an author Q&A with me. And, but they did say something about a coordination and promotion component, right? Now, he didn't say what that was, but that's what he called it. A coordination and promotion component. So I emailed back and said, well, that sounds great. Can you please explain to me what this component is? And that's when he hit me with the fee. Now, it was a reduced fee of $176, right? Reduced, mind you. And that reduced fee took care of any cost that this book club was going to have. And I was like, huh. And I was like, well, you know what? Thanks for the opportunity, but I just cannot afford you. And immediately he hit me back with, well, what can you afford? And that is how you know it is a scam. Plus, book clubs will not charge an author to read their book. That just sounds crazy to me. But anyway, they hit me back immediately. So, what can you pay? And that's when I knew that I was really dealing with a scammer. So I took all of the information, I took all of his emails, and I sent it off to a watchdog group called Writer Beware. We'll get in more to that in a minute. And then I emailed this guy back and I told him exactly what I did. I was like, you know what? I've taken all your information and I've sent it to Writer Beware because they verify things like this. And if it's legit, you won't mind. But if it's not legit, I'm pretty sure this is the last conversation we'll have. I have not heard from him since. All right, that was that one. The second one I actually got today, and it was from a book club specialist. Now, this person promised to put me in front of hundreds of book clubs. That's what they do. They could put me in front of book clubs, for a fee. Now, the thing that I have a problem with this is that, number one, this email came unsolicited. Number two, there's absolutely no contact information in this person's email. There's nothing at the bottom of their email. There's no web address. There's no social media. There's nothing. And we haven't gotten into fees. And the language of the email is simply love bombing. It is absolutely, we love your work. We'd love to feature your book. It's very vague. They don't mention my book. They don't mention the name of the book club. They don't mention the name of their company, right? And they haven't mentioned any fees at this time. And this one, I have not bothered to write back. I just simply am going to send their information as well to Writer Beware to see if they can verify their legitimacy. Now, if you find yourself getting these emails, and there's a pattern to them, because they really try to pull at indie authors' heartstrings. They really try to pull at your ego. So they're either going to gas you up, they're going to love bomb you. We adore your work. Our readers would love you. We would love to feature your book. That's all bait, right? If they do not say things like fee, in the first email. They're going to incorporate soft language like coordination and promotion component, which by the way, I absolutely love because man, that is a great way to put it. They'll say things like media support or feature slot or visibility package. They are really trying to gas you up to get your dollars, right? So if you can't verify who they are, right, I would not move forward. If in fact you decide to email back and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't afford you, and they try to haggle their fee, that lets you know that most likely they're a scammer because all of a sudden, why can they lower their fee? Right? For me, it was $176 fee. And then when I said I couldn't pay it, they didn't come back with another number. They asked me, what could I afford? Which to me was a sign that it's a scam. And then when I told this guy that I sent everything to Writer Beware, I haven't heard from them. It's crickets. So there are places in this world where you might pay money and it is legit. You're gonna probably, not probably, you're gonna have to make an investment in marketing to market your book, and that's okay. But I'm just saying, make sure that it's legit. So, a vendor table at a book festival, that's a physical space, that's legit. Bookstore consignment, that is legit. If you're going to hire a publicist, all right, make sure that they're actually doing that heavy lifting for you. That's legit. There are places that you can go to get legit book reviews that you're going to pay for. I'm just saying that watch out for the scammers because they are getting more and more creative. I especially like I've seen the book club one more than once, right? I've seen that one, and book clubs will not charge you as the author to read your book, right? They will not do that. So, and especially if they're reaching out to you and they say something like, we'll feature your book in our book club. Just send us money is basically what they're saying. That's not a book club, and that's a scam. So it's very easy for indie authors to get scammed when you are really out there trying to market your book and somebody emails you with this email that gasses you up. And I'm telling you, there are legit places out there that you can go. First of all, before you move forward on anything, trust your gut. If your instincts tell you that it's off, it probably is. You're not being paranoid. And ask for receipts. Can you give me other authors that you've worked with? Can you show me any analytics? Do you have a website? What information? Show me your public group. Show me photos of your meetings if it's a book club. Let me speak to the last 3 authors that you worked with. Things like that. If they can't give you those things, they're probably not legit. Another thing I'm telling it, another thing that you should do when you get these emails, screenshot everything, save it. Save the wording, save the fee, save the what can you afford, and then send it all of that information to Writer Beware. Because guess what? It's going to protect you and it's going to protect the next author that they reach out to. Writer Beware is a watchdog group, y'all, and you can go and use them and other watchdog groups to protect yourself when you're out here trying to market your book. Now, I know that I keep talking about Writer Beware, and that's just one of them. That's the one that I sent all my information to. They track scams and predatory offers for writers. So if you're not sure, screenshot everything and then send it to Writer Beware. And you can get them at writerbeware.blog. Then there's All Eyes, or All ALLI apostrophe S Watchdog Desk. And that stands for Alliance of Independent Authors. And they actually rate author services and will tell you which ones are safe, right? You can get them at allianceindependentauthors.org. Allianceindependentauthors.org. And then there's the Actors Guild. They post scams and alert information, especially for US based stuff. and they're called the Authors Guild, right? And it's the authorsguild.org. And then there's the SFWA, and that is the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writer Association, the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association. They host an official Writer Beware info site on their website, and you can get them at www.sfwa.org. Sam Frank Washington Apple.org. And then lastly, there is the Society of Authors, and that's in the UK. And that's for UK folks or non-US folks. You can contact them, and they do contract and scam warnings. So if you've got a contract you're not sure about, you can send it to them. And they will look at non-US folks as well. And they are at the www.societyofauthors.org. So, you guys, if you get solicited by somebody who calls them a book club specialist, from somebody who says they're representing a book club, and they start using this fancy language, and they don't necessarily call it a fee, they might call it a component or component fee or promotion fee. They're love bombing you, they're vague with their language, they haven't mentioned your book. It is probably a scam. So to protect yourself and to protect others, send all of that information to any of these watchdog groups. Go and check them out, because as an indie author community, we have to watch every dime that we spend. So let me go ahead and wrap up and give you guys my laundry list of things before I let you go. If you are an author and you would like to, actually, if you are a creative in this space and you would like to come on the author's mic and share your craft, your work, your opinion, you are more than welcome to. Go to my website, brightheadedpublishing.com, and go to the Be a Guest tab and do the information, and you're done. You're on. It's really that simple. If you are somebody who is writing a book, but you're maybe a little stuck looking for some information, I got you. I got a 44-page guide on my website. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. It's free. Go download it. Start your indie author journey. If you are interested in supporting me, I have 2 books out there. Wait for It and You Sound White. Wait for It is also an audiobook, and you can listen to a snippet of that on my website. I sell them. I'm happy to sign them and ship them to you for free, and I've got goodies, but feel free to get them anywhere you'd like, no pressure. And lastly, if you are, this is a twofold. We have a book club. It's called the IRS. We're always looking for people to join us. So if you're interested in joining the book club, we would love to have your voice. Go to the website. There's the information. If you're an author and you're looking for a new unique way to promote your book, why not pitch us? Why not pitch our book club? We are legit and we won't charge you. Go ahead and pitch us. And we don't know about your book unless you tell us. So y'all, I am very adamant about scammers. I don't know. The story is, I've told it before, I was scammed. So that's why I'm just very adamant about, calling out scammers. So if, like I said, if you find yourself, coming across these emails and you're not sure, listen to your gut. Ask the right questions, screenshot everything, use one of these writer beware groups, one of these writer watchdog groups, to make sure that when you do, in fact, invest your money in marketing, that you are getting value and that you are getting your money's worth, and that the organization and that the people that you are dealing with are legit. All right, you guys, it's time for me to go. I got to get out of here, do some things. Keep writing, and I will catch you next time.